Alright, so here's my trade recap for today. Let's run the weekly. So, price on NQ and ES don't have any targets, right? They're extremely bullish on the weekly into a key level. So we can definitely see a new phase of price delivery, plus YM doesn't really support that bullish expansion. And Wednesday going into Nercan was above the weekly open, so we were at a high premium, so it automatically a lower probability trade, right? But let's go into this. So we've seen Monday open up, expand lower, creating that large wick on the weekly, disrespecting the EQ with the pre-weekly range, the refined key level. So I was assuming that since we closed below internal weekly, we're probably going to create order pair ranges. Okay. So and then notice how price expanded lower, and then retrace / consolidated. It looked like retracement prior to 1800 or going into Asia. So the expansion retracement, that's a continuation. Sure, we should continue. That supports phase price supports, right? So I was at first wanting to trade here in Asia on Wednesday, away from this gap. So the framework would be kind of like order pair ranges, but when they expand lower from it, and then creating this gap on Wednesday for the GXT align sequence, so internal external. And the profile would be for C2 reversal into expansion candle, and then the SMT would be the SMT with this high, right? And it's pretty spaced out. It's pretty far. Right EQ. So now dropping down to the 4 hour. We've seen 1800. Let me put this daily app on it. So 1800 reached into the refined key level, being pretty high, pretty much. Okay, does 1800 support the bearish expansion? No, it doesn't. So I gotta wait for candle alignment. 1800 closed as an expansion candle, while ES and NQ closed more of a reversal candle, right? And if you think about it, NQ is the leading asset, ES is the middle asset, YM is the weakest asset, and then we created this SMT at 1400, we held it going to 1800. It's pretty prominent SMT because it's spaced out. But what I really wanted to see is that string switch, that string switch second stage SMT, like that. For 2200 to reverse off of 1800 high on YM, while ES and NQ should respect this gap here, right? To create the kind of like advanced premium discount on the 130 minute. Like that. But as you see, 200 failed to do anything at all prominent. So since it didn't reverse off pre-con high, I didn't trade. Simple as that. And then now this is kind of looking more like failure SMT at this point, because price created that SMT, expanded through it, and then consolidated. So it's clearly definitely, it's probably failure SMT. It could hold those still. What would really confirm that is the expansion away. But then going into London created that second stage PSP. Okay. And go down 30 minute. 2 AM opened up here. Let me do this. AM opened up right here. And actually I think that's the 1 hour was cleaner. I mean, we did create this, right? We traded lower, do this. Created SMT with like these lows here. And then we created that be strike switch PSP, but we created that 6 stage PSP again on the 1 hour 30 minute, which confirms the 2 a.m. reversal 4-hour candle. Waiting for candle alignment, and then trade. It's 3 MC3. The problem with that is there's no clean CSD on the 5 or 3 minute within this reversal signature. That's horrible. It's just chop. So instead of entering like that, you could have entered on the 1 hour 30 minute because it's so early on in the day, and we know that we have a huge range to capitalize on. So what, instead of doing that, you could have done is waited for a price to expand. Wait for the CSD to protect the low of the doing for our candle or the day in a way. Taking even that right there as my entry issue for that 3-hour. London expanded higher. Okay, and then prior to 9 a.m. Let's go to the 4-hour. So now we see London expands higher, clearly confirming going into 6 a.m. to continue as well. Clearly this is fully SMT. Yeah, YM still has room to continue higher. There's still a reason to continue higher. We know that it's still lower probability because price is above the weekly candle open here, and the week doesn't really support that much bullishly. And the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour are all extremely bullish in a way. There's no reason to go higher on ES and Q. Okay. So the only reason we're going higher is because of YM. So anyways, nevertheless, we gotta see string switching, right, for YM to catch up to break this SMT. So 2 AM C2, 6 AM C3, 10 AM C4, or go back to 6 AM now. So it's 6 AM C3. Prior to the driver, what do we do? E and Q traded into this gap here, creating that SMT fill. String switch SMT fill, right? One thing I didn't like though also is the fact that the 6 AM candle opened up, headed higher at first, then headed lower, and now it's one head higher again, which is just not clean, right? It's not that fluid motion of open, low, high, close. It's a delayed profile. So it's just, there's so many things going against it. Usually that's not like that. Usually it's for a clean setup, clean trade. Usually there's only like maybe one thing that's kind of like opposing to all the good things, and it's just still, you know, you can still be confident in it, but it's still logical, and it's still clear that we should go higher during the driver, during 10 AM. But it's still very lower probability. So I'm gonna have like the least amount of confidence in this trade. But 6 AM still supports that bullish expansion, daily supports the bullish expansion. Now the 1 hour 30 minute is aligned, right? We got kind of alignment, 1 hour 30 minute, 4 hour daily prior to the driver, so bullish to the driver, it should expand away. Dropping down to the 5 hour 30 minute. We don't got that CSD during that C2, but right when 9:30 opens to create C3. Price created the CSD, and I didn't like the closure way above that. You know, stop low there. Shoot for that right there. I didn't really like that. I just didn't like the fact that how ES and Q were delivering. Although they all reverse higher away from the string switch, it's peaceful. I was, like I said, because everything else was just going against. There was just so many things that was unclean. I was overthinking the entry. I was overthinking what price, just everything. So I was like, I don't know if I can trust the first reversal, but it's like, if you think about it, it's smarter to enter off the first reversal like this. This is the only time we have to reverse away from this. If we don't, then we're probably not going to do shit during 10 AM. You know, this is the last chance. But if we do reverse, then 10 AM can So I don't know why I didn't take this. I was really demanding a perfect entry because of everything being unclean. So I was like, either price retests or it creates a gap, and then we continue from that gap. But I didn't like how price expanded so far away from it, and then retraced pretty much back down into. I mean, it's not bad, I guess, but it's just deep ass retracement. Well, ES and Q, I guess, were both failing to really want to retrace lower, kind of showing that strength which catch up to YM, the lean asset, bullshit. Which is good. You know, it's just great to see all S's versus higher, but this would have been another good entry. Because if I took this, put my stop below, like right here, you know, I would still be able to achieve like a 4R, or all I need is a 3R. So I would be able to reach a 3R before price reaches the take profit, or draw liquidity. And then I would also be able to go break even right when price CICSDs, right? Which we do like on Titanium. So I now could literally try my stop to break even. Like that would have been the best entry, but like I said, I was blind. I want to see more confirmation, which reason why is because I didn't like how the 30-minute or whenever it kind of looked during 9:30 when it retraced like that. It was just throwing me off because of everything else. You know, this as well. It was just throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie. But it was still valid. You know, so I could have taken that as a gap entry, and then of course price would have reached my 3R. You know, that's why it's like, bro, for a CST entry, bro, it's OP. Never enter the CICC if it offers it, don't take it. It's honestly just not worth it. Unless you have a large range to capitalize on. But since I'm at such a high premium like this, bro, like don't take that CSD, bro. Like why did I do that? Nevertheless, I took it. I was stop a little this low. I was shooting for only a 2R, which is still above the main draw liquidity, which is just, I don't ever do that, too. So, like I said, I was FOMO. I was feeling 100% FOMO. It just made me blind. And then price comes back, takes me out, edges my stop loss just barely, and then it goes back up. And it's something you can expect from price being at a high premium like it is. But of course, price has been just chopping around. I would have definitely dropped my stop to break even by now. So it's like I would have made literally nothing anyways. So definitely a great lesson to learn from. If you feel FOMO and price is clearly not clean, don't fucking trade. Or take these entries here. Don't take the fucking CICC entry. Second lesson I think that I learned is price offered so many 1RR opportunities. Like I've realized that when I pass my evaluation phase for the Lucid Prop Firm, I go into the funded phase, right? I'm gonna have to make 5 winning trades of $150 at least per trade. I can make $750 for one trade, but I still will have to make 5 winning trades or winning days, right? I'll need to, I can't think. I'll need to have $750 at the end, but have at least 5 days of winning trades, which is very easy, before I can request a payout. So I was thinking like, damn, I really probably should start shooting just for 1 hours, finding a trade during Asia, London, New York AM, New York PM, doesn't matter, and just finding that high probability trade on indices, gold or oil, whatever one looks cleanest, and just focus on that one asset, and then our market, and then just try, you know, I mean, obviously, if it's a clean trade that will offer a 3R, clearly, I'm gonna shoot for that 3R, or obviously I'm gonna shoot for that 3R. But if it's like this, this is a good day to shoot for just a 1R or a 2R. Even if I shot for a 2R today, you know, enter off here, my stop was below here, or no. I think off this gap, stop below here. You know, that 2R would have been very easy. Very easy to make, but 3R would have still been reached, barely. I still would have made that 3R. And even if I didn't, let's say 3R was right here, or I would shoot for that 4R, you know, price literally, when expanding a little higher, like after taking my stop loss here, and creating the new CICD, I would be able to go break even. Boom, done, right? I should not come back down below right? So, anyways. Great learning experience, doesn't matter. Great learning experience, for sure. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. It's only one trade, it's only one loss. All I have to do is find another 3R and wipe side out plus profit by 2R. So, yeah. I guess that's it. I'm gonna log this, post it into the Discord. I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube even though I really don't want to. I feel like, you know, if anybody's watching this that trades GXT or TTFM, obviously, let me know what you took. You know, tell me if this was stupid or not. I think it was valid. I really do. It doesn't matter if you think it is or not. Obviously, I know it was stupid, but it was also valid. I don't know. Yeah.